Yo, boys, the Luna's looking good! Yo, guys, and welcome on in. This video is sponsored by Hotcats wireless headphones. Hotcats is a member of both the E7 and Car6 community, so this sponsorship is very special to me. They sent me a pair of the MDO3 true wireless headphones. I've been using them for a few days now while it's in a podcast, streams. They're super comfortable, have a touch and tap feature to pause, skip, and play your music. Did I mention they're waterproof, have a surround sound mode, and they're extremely affordable? So guys, please check them out in the description below. Big thank you to Hotcats for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys at home for watching. Without further ado, let's get on to the Luna goodness. Alright y'all, let's talk all things Luna. What I want to go over today is both the new exclusive equipments that just came out for her, kind of what I've been testing recently with that new exclusive equipment, and I also want to talk, just was it enough? Was it not enough? What do I think maybe they could add to make it more viable? How does it stack up versus the other units that are getting buffed? And yeah, let's kind of just go over all of it, all right? So you guys, you know the drill. In the bottom left, you'll see my face blabbering about. Please ignore that. I'm doing a voiceover here. I just wanted to highlight and show one of the best matchups I've had with testing on my Twitch streams. Make sure y'all stop by. It's always nice to see you guys. Those of you from YouTube, come and hang out with us. But yeah, let's talk Luna. So in the very beginning of the game, guys, when Luna came out, she was very good in PvP because her kit was super stacked. She had elemental advantage on S3. She was very easy to get with the crit chance. But I know a lot of you guys, like me, have had Luna probably on the bench for the past 6 months to even maybe a year. Unless you just really liked her and maybe she was your strongest single target for PvE raids, something like that, right? But even in PvE, she got pushed out of Wyvern 12 and 13 because she has no debuffs. And for PvP, she's been pushed out of the meta for a very long time because she just doesn't do enough. Her S1, even though, when the multipliers are correct, when she does her max hits, she's one of the strongest units in the game. But the RNG factor and the fact that she brings really no team utility and doesn't do as much as these new standalone units, DPS units do nowadays, means she's been very subpar for a long time, which is such a shame because, guys, I'll tell you all right now, Luna is my #1 waifu. She's one of the major reasons I got into this game, and I actually triple S'd, and yeah, I used her so much when she came out. I've been dying, and I was hoping that maybe these buffs, or let me not say buffs, but I was hoping that the stuff they added for her, if they were going to add something in at all, were enough. And unfortunately, I think they missed the mark a little bit here. So I've been testing her. I'll show you guys the exact gear and stats after we show this match. But let's first talk about her exclusive equipments, okay? I'm using the S1 CR push, which I think is the best out of the 3 she has. You can see in the video here, a lot of times I stack her with Raws, so dual attacks she works really well with if you use that EE. And also the counter set, also in conjunction, means that she gets so much CR push out of turn that a lot of times it'll surprise your opponent, and it really sort of shores up the weaknesses she has in not doing enough. It really adds a lot. Means you can fire off multiple S3s in a single battle, but you still need insane gear. And even with this addition, I feel like unless you bring her in perfect conditions with the right supports, like I mentioned, Raws, you usually want a healer with her as well. Although I am running Sigurds Scythe, which helps a ton. She needs a lot of support, and then of course if they don't have like a lot of fire units, or if they bring control or cleave, she's not going to be in the best spot. But I found the best success with her versus bruisers. You can see here that I'm fighting a Vivian, which should be very strong versus Luna, and a Arby that are both very well geared, and she can still hold her own and do pretty well. Alright, so in the right conditions with the right setup, I think the EE actually pushed her quite a bit into more viability, but I do not think she is anywhere near meta. And in all honesty, guys, if you want to run a unit with a lot of success, probably for now at least avoid Luna still. If you really love her, go ahead and use her. I'll show you how I've been running her and how much success I've had. But I don't think it's quite enough just yet. All right, so let's go over the stats that I've been running. Alright y'all, so here's the stats. As you can see, I'm running a counter bruiser Luna with Sigurds Scythe on immunity. As I mentioned before, we're using the S1 exclusive equipment. Guys, I think this is where it really shines and it all comes together, okay? Counter set, plus running a dual attack unit like Roz, where you can guaranteed bring out Luna. You get the 15% CR push. You can really abuse the S2, because I love the skill so much. It's extremely stacked. And with Sigurds Scythe, you can safely dip below 50%, where you get the bonus defense and anti-crit, meaning she's surprisingly tanky. And then with Sigurds Scythe, you push back above 50% and get that sweet attack and crit chance, you know, the bonus 30%. That means when you itemize or stat allocate her wisely, she just seems overly powerful, right? Of course, guys, you know, I mentioned she's my favorite unit since day one, so I have her triple S and plus 15 Molid. If you don't have all of that, you know, your mileage may vary. But with these stats, you know, this isn't counting the 30% crit, so she's going to be over 100, and she's going to get 30% more attack on top of that, right? Also, when she gets below 50%, the defense means this is bulky enough. I know it may not seem like a lot, but I do run her usually with at least Adamant or Aureus, if not both, because, you know, you always want to bring Roz. And I would shoot for, you know, just make sure she has some speed on her, guys. Anywhere above like 160, 170 plus. If you can get higher, of course, better. And then one thing I've been seeing a lot of people mention too is, you know, Car, wouldn't it be better to get higher crit chance? Because, you know, you are 100% crit capped when you're above 50, but when you dip below 50, you know, you're going to be at 73 here, which is not good. Of course, if you can, guys, go for it. But I think my items, you know, they rolled pretty well, so it'd be very tough for me, and I would think a lot of players, to really push higher crit while maintaining enough attack, crit damage, health, defense, and speed. She's so greedy. She wants everything. If you can, of course, get more crit without sacrificing other stats, hey, even better. That means when you dip below 50, your chance of critting with Sigurds Scythe will be much higher, which means you get more healing, and you can push well above the 50% threshold. But, guys, the counter set plus dual attack unit, plus the CR push and Sigurds Scythe, it's actually such a fun combo to run together that even if she's not the most viable right now, I do think all of it coming together with her self imprint, the extra attack, I'm gonna get a 14% attack here when we're able to craft a perfect one. I really like the kit. I just wish maybe they gave a little bit more, but yeah, we'll talk about that in just a second. So overall, here's the gearing, guys. I think if you run a speed set, you can do pretty well too. But like I mentioned, guys, I think the counter is where she really shines because of all the aforementioned reasons and the CR push here with the Sigurds Scythe, okay? Surprisingly tanky, does a ton of damage. Yeah, your opponents, as you saw in the video, they'll try to focus her down, and if she gets any types of counters, she just heals back up, and they've already wasted too many turns trying to kill her. All right, so that's how I like Luna. Guys, go ahead and try and get a counter set. Let me know how it works out for y'all. I will say this, Luna lovers, Luna fans, we finally have a reason. You know, it's not the best, but I do think it's viable enough. As you saw, I'm running in, you know, mid to high champion. I fight strong players. It doesn't always work out. She's still a little bit niche, but finally she does feel much better than she used to be, okay? So enough about my build. I'll tell you, I'm pretty happy with it. I do wish there was more, so let's touch on that. Guys, the EE, I'll say both of the S2 EEs, I believe the middle one here is like attack down. I think that one's alright for all of you that want to run her in, let's say, Wyvern 13. That makes her actually viable there. Maybe even pretty good. I think a lot of people have been having success using her there, so that's nice. It gives you an option to use her there. Now with the CR push S1, you can also run her in Expedition. So don't think just RTA PvP, that's where I like to run her. But I think I'm also going to incorporate her into my Fire Expedition, where she'll work really well. I think the S3 though, guys, is completely terrible and should almost never be used. It's a win more type of skill. It gives you an additional turn when you get a kill. But guys, unless you're doing some montage where you're just one-shotting weaker units, it's just not really reliable. I just think you should always avoid it, and I wish they gave something for her S2. Maybe something that, you know, made both her skill S2s always conditional or non-conditional, excuse me. On top of that, guys, I do hope, you know, if we look at the Cerise and Lanny buffs, oh my god, that just came out. I really hope that they look into Luna a little bit more and give her a bit more love, okay? Yes, she's viable now. Yes, EEs shouldn't be over the top, But look at Celine's exclusive equipment that just came out. Look at how much love they gave to Landy and Cerise. I hope they do look at her. And the fact that Smilegate is buffing limiteds is a good sign for us Luna fans. We can hope in the future, we can ask hopefully for more changes. But for now, I'll tell y'all the EE, not the best. But if you run her on a counter set like this with Sigurds, I think a lot of y'all can have success even at the highest levels of PvP, okay? So it has Car 6's seal of approval. There are better units out there because, you know, even with amazing gear, it's still hard to run. You need a lot of support. Not the best, but I've been enjoying it. I'm just happy that I can get wins now with Luna again. And you can also run her in Wyvern 13 and Expedition. So overall a win. I don't want to needlessly complain, but I do hope she gets looked at more in the future. All right. Anyways, guys, I think that's all we got for today. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, much love, y'all. Catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.